Hi, good morning. Today is my pleasure to being here in Nigeria in Iseyin. We are in the. It's my honor here to be with the chief of Iseyin. So it's my pleasure to meet you here,
Yeah,
sir.
very much welcome.
Please tell me something about this interesting city, about Iseyin.
Okay. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. This is Iseyin
Iseyin,
in Oyo North of Iseyin of Oyo State,
Oyo State, yes.
Okiogun to be precise.
These are the people.
Uh, very close to Ibadan, which is the state capital,
Yeah.
and we are in between the capital and the rest of Okiogun.
Okay.
So we are the entry point to Okiogun.
You are a chief here. So what's the meaning of the chief? What's your roles here?
Okay, as a traditional chief, more or less like being how do I put it? The constituent head of the traditional area, which is the barracks Udom quarters of Iseyin.
Okay, please tell me more about you.
My name is Chief Awojobi Lawal, Baale Barracks Udom of Iseyin in Iseyin local government area. I was installed chief on the 6th of March 2009
Wow.
by our late Kábíyèsí Adékúnlé Olóògùn Ajínàṣẹ. Kábíyèsí o.
And I want to know more about your educations. Are you being outside of Nigeria or all you being there?
That's right. Well, I was born
You are in the same area, this information. You are
I was born about 70 years back,
okay.
precisely 1956,
Mm-hmm.
5th of February, and I schooled in Iseyin and Sardíة primary school. After that, I went to Ansarudin High School, Shaki.
Okay.
After my secondary education, I went to Oliver Baptist High School for my higher institution, Oyo. After that, I joined the cooperative bank, worked there briefly before traveling out of the country for further studies.
Yeah.
I studied banking for about 5 years, came back
Yes.
in December 1982.
Wow, mashallah.
Did my NYC service 1983,
Yes.
and thereafter got employed and engaged with cooperative bank again in 1985 until I finally left in 2005.
Wow, that's interesting, really.
Thank God.
Yeah. You are here in Iseyin and Ebedi. You can tell me about the secret of the name of Ebedi.
Ebedi.
Great history. Mythological here.
The short story of Ebedi is back to when Iseyin is been before Ebedi came, and they refer to it as Ilumokinde. Ilumokinde. Then after some time, when people came settling down, the about the saying and some other entourage.
Yes.
Thereabout, Ebedi came. And while they thought the community is big enough to have a king, so they decided that it would be Ebedi that would be the king.
Okay.
Now he said, okay, since he's been choosing, he will want to fortify himself, prepare himself properly, and he traveled back to where he was coming from. So he tarried before he came back. By the time he was coming, coincidentally, people were fed up with absentee king. So they decided to install his junior brother.
Okay, junior brother.
And because of doing that, then coincidentally Ebedi came.
Okay.
By the time he was trying to enter the town, he was hearing music, the vibration of festivity activities, and he inquired what was happening, and he learned they were trying to install somebody as king.
Yes.
for whatever reasons they felt, I mean, we wouldn't be pleased anyway.
Yeah.
So rather than going to now go and prostrate for the new king, who is his junior brother, he decided to end it all. And that was why he ended up at the Ebedi Hill. How he did it, either by whatever form, we won't know. But he ended up on the Ebedi Hill. That's why they refer to this chain of hills as Ebedi Hill.
You are here for a long time, so you can see how it's changed from the small city until now it's very big.
Honestly.
I think you, of course, anyone have challenge, but of course your challenge is different of any one of us. So what's the challenge you see in your roles as chief?
Essentially, the role of the king, the chief, is to maintain peace and order.
Yes.
Ensure there's a fairness and equity within the community. Maintain peace. And we have been fortunate because if you look well, this place is more or less an elite area, elite crop of the town. The first higher institution in the whole of the Iseyin is situated here, which is the IDT, the Iseyin District Grammar School.
Yes.
So, and this is a new developed area. More than 50% of inhabitants here are from all nooks and corners of the town. So it's more or less a cosmopolitan establishment. And we have different culture and tribes.
So I hear, when I'm being here in Ebedi, I'm seeing that people who make fabric by their hands. So it's like, what's his name? Like
okay.
Yeah, okay. So tell me more about that.
Okay, it's
very interesting to see how people do it.
Iseyin is known for okay, and it's been recognized all over. In fact, the international market for okay is already been established just by the junction, by the roundabout. It was honor. I was launched by the former governor, and the progress has been slow, but the area has been capped out for the actual international market.
Okay. Now the young generation, they start doing this craft, or they leave it now?
No.
Or the young generation?
They are.
Okay, that's good.
It's the major, apart from, what do I say? It's the major employee of youngsters. They are so women. Because there are so many stages. The fiber itself, the weaving, and then the marketing. So it's a chain.
Okay. And let me ask about the most or popular industry here, or something is doing here, the famous thing.
Apart from the Asoke issue, we are essentially farmers.
Farmers, okay.
Farmers, either large crop or small crop, whichever form, but essentially we are farmers.
But what about the cashew? We sit along the road here.
Yes, cashew is
preparing to export.
Cashew is now becoming very popular.
Yeah, we see.
And it's a seasonal product. It's just under about 3 months in the year.
Wow.
Yes, just about between about January, late January, February, March.
Yes.
So when you are here about that time, you see it. See it coming in lorry loads. See it on Okada, carrying here and there.
Yes.
Or those bringing from the farm. So essentially, it's a seasonal issue, but I mean, it's now of a high quality in demand.
Okay. Any place they have their own stories, their own mythological story. They used to tell us from generation to generation, past like that. So what the famous mythological here story? Besides with the Ebedi mountain or the Ebedi chain?
Apart from the Ebedi mountain, we say is there are about 3 or 4 issues with the saying. The Ebedi mountain, there's the About 4 issues like that. Can't remember them offhand, but there are other mountains.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah, it's okay. Ask another questions. Here you see the young generations. They start learning because we see a lot of schools here. We are going around as Ebedi writers residency here. So I think that maybe change little, improve the society.
It does.
Yes.
It does. You know, the population
Yes.
is already
Increased.
tremendously, and we have imbibed the Western education and the Islamic education as well, the Quranic education. So it goes hand in hand, and I assure you we are not far behind in
Inshallah, yes.
both sectors of the.
And about the problem, criminal thieves, it's still or it is little or the same range.
It's
always.
It's the common thing, but by and large, we are lucky with the involvement of government, with the Amotekun group and the local guards helping us with the. But by and large, we still cannot take it off that. Even with that, we still have people kidnapping.
Yeah.
Demanding ransoms here and there, because we have had issues like that on 4 or 5 occasions, demanding as high as millions.
Okay. What I think is that's be common because everywhere we have some problem like that. Yeah. So I'm really grateful to meet you here, and I hope I didn't take much of your time.
No.
But I'm really thank you so much for that short interview. And just last questions.
Please.
Yeah, about Ebedi and how do you see the futures?
The future.
Are you very hopeful about futures, or what are you feeling about the future?
The future is very, very bright.
Yes.
But the future cannot be taken away from the present, because the present will dictate what the future is going to be.
Yes.
We've had serious issues with the government policies.
Yeah.
I must be kind with you. It's not been very easy with this, the regulation of the petroleum and the high cost of transportation, high cost of living, and the rest. But by and large, we are hopeful.
Nigeria is a very rich country.
We are, but the richness is not being evenly distributed.
Yeah, yes.
Probably the scale of the distribution is being skewed towards the very rich, and so the gap of being the rich, the middle age, the middle class, and the upper class. I think the middle class is more or less being raised. Now we have either rich or you are.
We hope someday we'll be seem to equal, not be equal, not be fair.
We continue to pray. We continue to pray and hope that God will ease things for us.
Yeah, Rabbi, yes. And really thank you again for your time, for everything. Thank you for welcoming.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm very sad, man.
Thank you.